Alright, hello, welcome to the video guys. We're going to be looking at my third mark game in the EBR Hotchkiss. This is the tier 7 French wheelie, and I wanted to, before I got into this game, just show you quickly the setup. I know the camera blocks it a little bit, but I do have bounty low noise exhaust in the first slot, and then you can see bounty vents, bounty optics, and then the optical calibration, which has helped a little bit with the view range when I was trying to 3-mark this vehicle, because as you know, the wheelies just have no view range, right? And for whatever reason, I don't know why, but my MLE mod, right, Marks of Excellence mod, just for whatever reason has not worked the past few weeks. I have to, I think, re-download Aslanes. It actually works in-game, just not on the replays, which is kind of weird. But we're going to be on Ghost Town, guys, and Ghost Town is, like, this map is the only map in the game that is perfectly mirrored on both sides. It's the exact same thing. They use it for tournaments in World of Tanks, and those types of games. Like, I think they're, I don't know this for certain, but I'm pretty sure they're one of the maps that a lot of people like to use when they do like the ranked battles. But you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I like never play ranked battles. I don't think I've ever played a ranked battle in my World of Tanks career, right, I'll say. But regardless, guys, we're going to be on this map, and the EBR, man, is just like all these tanks. I'm now playing the Lynx, and I actually find the Lynx to be even more difficult to play because it has the exact same view range as the Hotchkiss. I transferred my crew from the Hotch over to the Lynx once I 3-marked this vehicle, and these tanks are actually a lot more difficult to play than it appears, right? A lot of people that will basically come into the chat saying like, oh, wheelies are, you know, madly overpowered. That's really only, in my opinion, the 105. I think even going up to the EBR 90, like maybe in some situations the EBR 90 is OP. I think the 105 is the only one that's like arguably like ridiculously overpowered, right? Because of its speed, and it also actually has like max, like 445 view range is what I consider max view range, even though it's not. That's kind of how it works, but not really. If you guys understand view range, the more view range you have, the more you're going to knock down enemy concealment within 445 meters of range, right? But I think that the 105 is arguably the one that's like everyone talks about when they say, oh, I hate wheelies. It's really just the 105. The Lynx is actually remarkably hard to play because it's really fat, and if you're used to playing tracked vehicles, they're actually kind of challenging to drive. I will be doing, actually I already did a session in the Lynx. It was 5 battles. You guys will be seeing that in a while. Might be like, I don't know, around the time of this video that you're seeing this video. I would like to post it probably, I want it to be one of the first ones I post in this, you know, a group of videos that I'm doing. But you will see it regardless, and you're just going to see, man, it's trickier than it looks. I'm really telling you guys, like, I feel like a lot of people that don't play wheelies think that they're really easy to play and you just drive around in a circle, but they're actually really challenging. And if you watch the most recent session that Skill for LTU did in the Lynx 6x6, he will show you, like, it's actually very difficult, and you get a lot of hate in the chat, man. The first game he played, everyone was crapping on him, trying to get him to go spot, and the reality is, these things don't have view range, man. Especially the tier 7 when you don't have CVS. Like, at least with the Lynx you can run CVS, right? But you can't run Binox. Optics is only getting you, even optics with optical calibration, vents, and brothers in arms and all that, you're getting like 417 view range, I think. I don't think you can get it much higher than that unless you're running experimental equipment and, I don't know, a couple other things that maybe I'm not aware of, but it's like, it's really, really challenging to get good view range in these vehicles. So if you're just a casual player, you might only have like 400 view range in this thing, maybe even less, right? So I just really wanted to share that with you guys as we're kind of getting into the important part of this game, and you're seeing how it's progressing. Like, wheelies are hard, man. They're actually quite challenging to play. Where they really shine, I'll say, is when you can make these quick like ridgeline runs with them. That's where they really, really shine, and I think the gun is really good on them and stuff. And the fact that they can get hit in the wheels and still, you know, move. And they do take a lot of shots in the wheels, but the Lynx is not really like that, because with the Lynx, it's such a fat tank that oftentimes when you get hit, the wheel does not absorb the damage, you know, like that's what I like to call it, absorbing the damage. With the EBR Hotch, man, I would get hit by like tier 9s and the wheel would just eat a shell, right? Like, you take no damage. So my recommendation is when you play the Lynx, you have to be even more cautious you do have that EBR FL Tier 8 Premium, right? That vehicle is way better, and I'm just surprised like how much more powerful that thing is than the Lynx, because I went up against an EBR FL in my Lynx, like we were head to head, right? And it wasn't even close, man. I mean, this guy hit me 4 times by the time I could hit him twice, basically. And, it's just, I know that the premiums are supposed to be more powerful, but it's really like there is a big difference between those two. So, anyway, guys, let's finally start getting into this game. We're a little over 5 minutes into this game. My Su-130 or whoever it was goes down here. I'm making sure that this Tiger is going to pay for the pokes that he was making on him. And we're in a situation where, yeah, it's 8-4. Like, we should win this game, but we kind of have a lot of people in the back. I need to wait for these guys to kind of beat the IS-6 so I can start moving in with them, and maybe hopefully the tank destroyers will follow me as well. I want to start moving into this team, but again, no view range, right? Like, you got to be really careful how you do this, and plus it's a tier 8 game, so we have hard hitters out here, and though there's not many people left, right, I'm still concerned about the SMV, which is sitting here, and this Cheeto, because I think these things hit pretty dang hard too. And you just have to watch out, man. It's likely that the Cheeto is sitting here, and then the Obsidian appears right there, and that's... I expected that because I think he was already marked on the map, but I just don't want to get hit by anyone, right? Obsidian has really good DPM, but I don't think it has good damage per shot. I think it's only like, I don't know, 180 or 200 damage a shot or something like that. So I'm going to advance and poke on these guys. I'm going to hit the Obsidian, kind of surprise him, and this is where the mobility can kind of pay off in the Hotchkiss, right? So you have the mobility. You don't have the mobility mode yet that starts with the Lynx, but this is where this tank can kind of shine because it has, decent damage per shot. You have the kind of high pen HEs, right? The thing can turn really, really quick, and these types of actions are what's going to make you a good player in these vehicles, right? Is when you when it comes down to the kind of at the end of the game, and you can just poke around and do stuff like this. I'm taking a shot from the SMV. It is what it is, man. Su-130 is hitting me, but at least these guys, I absolutely loved how the Su-130 and the Su-152 followed me up here and didn't stay here. They realized that it was time to push in, right? This is what you need to do as a tank destroyer player, guys, okay? Don't just sit in the bush the whole game. You see how these guys are both pushing in? Like, they're here to support me, and that's why I'm okay taking a shot. Like, I'll take one shot. Now I'm, going to be a one-shot to both these guys, arguably. I would think unless the Obsidian low rolls, and then Artie hits me here as well, and now I'm down to it. I'm completely down to a one-shot, right? But I'm able to kind of proxy the Obsidian, and I'm just sitting here waiting, right? Like, if Artie is going to kill me, he's going to kill me, but at this point, we need to start figuring out, like, where these players are, and Cheeto ends up being, like, over here, so now it's just the SMV I need to worry about. And eventually, I'm going to push into this guy and just kind of take the hit so my tank destroyers can push up. Su-152 is coming in right behind me. Like, these guys are pushing in. I love when I see tank destroyers actually using their keyboards, man, and pushing in. It's really, really nice to see that. I just love when people support me, and Su-130 is back here as well. And these guys are at least going to come in and support, right? So now I'm, at this point, going to get blocked in by the SMV. Artie's actually the one that kills me in the back, but he gets spotted for taking that shot. If I didn't already have him lit, he goes down, and now it's just the SMV. But thankfully, we got, I don't know, like almost 5,000 combined out of this game. So you're going to see what it is in the end plates. SMV eventually goes down here, but I think we played this game really well. But I really wanted to just talk to you guys about the wheelies, and I mean, you can see and kind of in the background how this game progressed, right? I think we played it very, very well. To get 5,000 combined in the Hotchkiss is wonderful. But again, I just wanted to really touch on the wheelies, guys. Like, I really, really believe that, because I haven't played them, right? So keep in mind that I'm speaking about these vehicles from a perspective of, like, I went up to the Lynx when I was a noob, but now that I truly understand the game mechanics, the maps, I understand how to play lights, I'm telling you, the wheelies are actually quite tricky to play well. And if you notice, like, whenever you have a wheelie on either team, whenever you play a game in any tank, watch how long the wheelie lasts. I guarantee you, like 9 times out of 10, the wheelies will be dead in the first 2 minutes of the game. And that's why I think a lot of people think they can get away with making all these active runs, and the reality is you just can't, man. You really can't. The 105 kind of can, and that's why I say it's OP as heck, man, doing highway speeds, right? But these things are just not made to do that. They're still light tanks, man, and that's what makes them so challenging and tricky, because you're a light tank, but you have no view range, basically. So I hope that makes sense, and really the only big advice I can give you guys is if you're trying to 3-mark these things, just stay alive, man. Like, 101 battles, I 3-marked this thing, and I didn't find it challenging at all. I mean, the mark just kind of consistently kept going up because I just stayed alive. Like, every single game I was in, I was outliving the other wheelie on the enemy team, right? So that's what you have to do, man. You really just have to stay alive. Like, don't go crazy with doing these other things, man. You saw this EBR, like, you can go back and watch, because I know I was talking about, I wasn't necessarily talking about the game, I was talking about wheelies, but this guy from the very beginning of the game ran out, took 2 HE shells from me, and lost like almost all of his HP at the very beginning of the game. And that's how a lot of people play them. And, you know, it's not me trying to insult anyone's playstyle, it's just I think people are way too aggressive in these things way too often and way too early. So, 3rd mark game, guys, it was a mastery. And you can see here we are, I think, top by experience, actually 3rd by damage or something like that. And yeah, I mean, our team did very well, man. I have no complaints or anything like that. It was a fairly balanced game. I think our team was actually quite a lot better, but it was still a fairly close game when you think about it, right? Like, when a game lasts more than 5 minutes, usually the matchmaking is not that bad, because where the stomps happen is in the first like 3 to 4 minutes. I've seen games last 3 to 4 minutes. Those are your stomps, man. If you're getting a battle duration of 9 minutes, the matchmaking was not that bad, regardless of what the end result is, man. I'm telling you guys, like, compared to what I've seen, a 9-minute game is wonderful. It's actually fairly balanced, right? So that's it, guys. We 3-marked this vehicle, averaging 1339 damage with a 65% win rate over 101 battles. That's when we 3-marked it. Battle 101, so I couldn't quite get in under 100 battles, but I tried my best. And that's all, guys. I hope this helps you out. I hope you enjoyed. I will catch you for the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.